All right, you all have a handout in front of you. What I decided to do was I'm not going to give you another C# assignment. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to give you are going to get 2 more assignments. This is the first one. And there'll be another one that I'll hand out on Wednesday. It's not good. The last one I hand out will not be writing queries or anything. But taking a quick look at the grades, at least for the first worksheet, I want to make sure that people have a pretty good understanding of what's going on with this stuff. All right? So that's the rationale. So what you have on here is you have 8 queries that you have to do. Most of them are not that difficult. You might, if you work on this assignment, you might actually finish it today, and I'm not just saying that. First, there are a couple records that are in here where I screwed up, and they have the date is set up to 000-00-0000. It's in one of those. It's either in the ship dates or the order dates in the orders table. So what I want you to do is to run queries and tell me how many there are. So the answer to one of them is going to be 0. All right. Then in number 2, I want you to change it. I want you to literally go in, and even if there was 0 in there, I want you to change it from 000-00-00, etc. I want you to change all that to a timestamp. All right. So in other words, I want it to be the current date. But I don't want you to physically enter in, like for today, I don't want you to put in 2017-04-24. No. Instead, use a timestamp. All right, so that's number 3. Or number 2, I guess. Number 3, write a query that shows the total number of customers per state. Not a very hard problem. Number 4, write a query that shows each category description along with a count of the number of products in there. Not a hard problem. Number 5 and 6 will make you think a little bit more. All right. Write a query that shows the biggest discrepancy or the biggest difference between when a product was ordered and when it was shipped. All right. And then write one that shows the smallest. I'll give you a hint right now. The biggest one is several weeks. The smallest one is 0, meaning that it was shipped the same day that it was ordered. Now, if you can, try to write this in a subquery. I had some problems trying to do that, so I wrote it as separate queries, but either way, it's fine. 7, 8, 9, and 10, if you look, these 2 are harder. All right, what do I mean by that? This one, I am actually asking you to join stuff together from all 8 tables. I tell you exactly what I'm looking for. All right, this one I think you have to join about 5 or 6 of the tables. I tell you how many records I got, how many records you should get, etc. And then finally, you may or may not have heard of this topic before. I don't know. The term is data analytics. It's a fairly hot term right now, and it's the ability to be able to go in and take a look at data and make conclusions based on that data. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to look at all the data you have in front of you, and based on that, you're going to tell me who is the best customer, who is the worst customer, who is the best employee, who is the worst employee, who is the best vendor, who is the worst vendor. Now, those best and worst are not great terms, all right, because they're subjective. You might say, well, XYZ is the best customer because he's ordered nothing. Well, that'd be kind of a weird criteria, but you could make that case. All right. Who's the best customer? Probably the one with the most orders, or the one whose orders bring in the most money. That's what I would think would be the best customer. All right. Who's the worst customer? The one who orders the fewest, or the one who has brought in the least amount of money to the company. That kind of thing. So you're going to also do that for the categories and for the products. That's literally all I'm asking you to do. And you have until 2 weeks from today to turn that in. You get it done earlier, by all means, turn it in earlier. I believe that 5 of you in here, 5 people in the class, have turned in the homework, which means 4 of you have not turned in the homework. All right? It's due by no later than 8 o'clock tonight. I am going to, if you don't have it in by then, I'm going to mark it late. You're going to lose some points. You know who you are if you have not turned it in yet. So make sure you turn it in by 8 o'clock. I will start grading those tomorrow. Again, I don't like to start grading them until everyone's have been turned in. All right, so it will be lab all period today. It will be lab all period tomorrow. When you come in here Wednesday, I will give you your last assignment. It will not be SQL. All right, it has something to do with your portfolio. Your portfolio thing will be kind of two parts. You'll understand better when I show it to you on Wednesday. I haven't written it up yet. That's why I can't show it to you yet. All right, but we'll go over that Wednesday like this for about 10 minutes or so. Then the rest of the period, Wednesday will be lab, Thursday will be lab, Friday will be lab. All next week will be lab. The last week that we meet, which is 2 weeks from now, that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that will be lab. So in other words, 13 days left, 13 lab sessions. So approximately 50 hours you have to finish this, finish the other worksheet if you haven't turned it in yet, finish your next assignment, which will be part 1 for the portfolio, and finish the other part of the portfolio. All right, and you will have this, explicit instructions for parts 1 and 2 of the portfolio. I'll give you part 1. I'll give you that by Wednesday. If I get it done, I'll give you part 2 also. Does that make sense? So you have nothing but lab time left for the rest of the semester.